Evan, a bit of a blowout to start the night for Saints. How are we feeling against Baldwin Wallace University's academy roster?
Well, I think blowout is a little bit of an understatement, actually. It was more of a certified thrashing from the Saints, if I had to put it that way. But I think we're going to see a bit more of that against Baldwin Wallace. I mean, we already know it's an academy roster. Not saying that these guys are bad. They're definitely not chumps. However, I don't think they're going to be on the same level as the Saints, who, like we saw in the first set, were just absolutely mopping the floor with Cayuga.
Yeah, I think the Saints, they're warmed up now. Baldwin Wallace, of course, they haven't played this week. They haven't played tonight. The Saints had to catch up, play an earlier match. And now that they're warm, I think there's no stopping them, especially against an academy roster, like you have said. I think CWAS, especially after that brilliant performance against Cayuga there, he's going to look to, take a step up even from that performance, try to dominate even more, especially I think in this match here. Who are you looking out for on the side of St. Clair?
Well, definitely Seawads. I think he does kind of want that one back, maybe. He was so close to that nuke. Maybe he wants to try and get that one back in this one. But I'm going to be looking out for KB here. Shout out to KB. This is the first time we've seen him this season. He's done a great job in his first game. So I'm looking for another big game from him. I think he's going to be another difference maker. But again, everybody has been so productive for the Saints tonight that it really could be anybody who steps up. It could be Rupert, it could be Cody, I think we're going to see another great team game from the Saints.
Yeah, for sure. The two solid rocks on the team, Rupert and Cody, they were phenomenal in that first match against Cayuga. But I think Seawads has that ability to kind of, change the tide against Baldwin Wallace for sure. We have our maps that we have to talk about. Skyline for our first hardpoint map. What do you like about Skyline, especially in a respawn game mode like hardpoint?
Skyline is just one of the better maps in the BO6 rotation pool right now. It's a fan favorite. Lots of people pick it in open lobbies. The Saints like it as well. We saw them start on Skyline hardpoint last week, which they completely dominated. And the points I brought up about Skyline last week was it's a very interesting map because you have a lot of long kind of sight lines, but you have a lot of tight corridors as well. And you have those corridors that are underneath the map, like the vents. You have the kind of like the little hidden bunker down there as well. So there's a lot of interesting ways to maneuver around the map where other maps you might not have those options, right? So if you're the Saints, the way you want to be playing it is you want to keep pressure in those lanes. You want somebody like Seawads or KB just holding down those long angles with the ARs. But, then you have Rupert and Cody who are kind of weaving through some of these like really tight corridors, and they can really be disruptive if they can get into these places and be disruptive as they have been, and that is going to be the big difference. And you also don't want to get the other team to have the freedom to move around the map as freely as some teams are able to do. So that's definitely going to be something we're going to be watching out for.
For sure. Here we are jumping in to map number 1, Skyline, as St. Clair looks to make a statement early. Rupert on the board, Cody as well with 1, KB starting out strong. TJ Fish on the side of Baldwin Wallace able to start out with 2. Seawads now able to follow it up. Saints with an early lead again as the Saints are just racking up the kills. The scoreboard is all green. We've said that multiple times. KB just dominant early. 3 kills for both him and Cody. The Saints up now 30-0 on Skyline.
And this is exactly how they started the Skyline match last week. You have somebody in this prone position. You have that pool of recover. Oh, a very unfortunate timing there just to pop out. It looks like Wallace University is going to get just a little bit of pity points right at the end there, but that's exactly how the Saints want to play. Is now they switch over to the gym hardpoint. KB on a bloodthirsty right now. Like we said, KB, he was my difference maker. He was my potential MVP, already shining in this one early.
CollegeCoD right there, able to just shut down on that 5 streak. KB 9-2 to start the match, 51-3 for St. Clair College early right here. Baldwin Wallace has just been unable to find any momentum. KB 11-2, a 4 streak, just dominating 65-3 as this hardpoint ticks down below 20 seconds. All Baldwin Wallace University can do right now is watch as the scoreboard racks up early on Skyline. Hardpoint switching over now, 5 seconds. But KB is dominating early on.
Yeah, unfortunately, CWADs couldn't clean up that kill with the pistol there, but it doesn't matter as the Saints are able to get on that next hardpoint in the kitchen. But this is exactly what we've seen from the Saints all night and so far this season. They are so good at rotation in hardpoint. It's why they are so successful, and we're seeing that showing right here as they are able to get set up in these positions that you know, the other team just can't get anything going against. Like, they're only just feeding the Saints scores right now. That's really the only productive thing they've been able to do in this game so far.
Yeah, Baldwin Wallace, they can get one frag, but they're unable to follow it up. Unlike the Saints, they just haven't been able to put together a string of good frags to take over a point, always separated by green in the kill feed. KB 17-3. He has just been on fire in these hardpoint matches. CoD as well, 13-5 as the Saints cross the 130 mark. Nobody on Baldwin Wallace has been able to get anything going. The kill feed is raining green. Rupert and CoD, beautiful headshots. TJ Fish follows it up, but there it is again. Rupert with a double, has to stop this Baldwin Wallace push. He is able to. CWADs, 1 onto K9. It is 145-5 officially, as Baldwin Wallace really they just have no momentum early on here, Evan.
Well, St. Clair is just playing these routes, these rotations so well. That's why their defense is so good, because like if you look at the scoreboard right now, Baldwin Wallace they can't even get close to the hard point. They were holding it for what, 2 seconds, and then the Saints just all collapsed onto the point. And this is exactly like what we saw in the Cayuga match, and they just picked up right where they left off.
KB is just dominating. That's 23 for KB early. Still plenty of time for him to continue this frag fest as CoD takes down Point Break Rupert. Potential misplay with the nade onto CoD. I'm not too sure what the communication call was there, but Baldwin Wallace is able to find 2. Can they bring that into some sort of comeback? 190-10. They have nothing. They have not even 10. They couldn't even hold it for even a little bit more. Saints about to cross the 200 mark now as KB finds his 25th frag of the game. All Saints now in double digits. 26 now for KB, a 6th streak. Beautiful stuff, 205. Evan, what is going on here? We are witnessing pandemonium from St. Clair College.
Whether it's the Amez, the Jackal, or even the Humble Pistol, it does not matter. KB is going to find that frag. He is just so deadly with any class of weapon. He has been a real standout for the Saints in this one. You know, of course, as we start talking about how great he is, he does end up losing that streak he was on, but he is just so impressive to watch. This whole Saints roster is impressive to watch, as this is just another floor wipe with this Baldwin Wallace University team.
KB here, 28 frags. He could find the 30 bomb. No one on Baldwin Wallace has been able to crack the 10 kill mark. CoD, 1 onto K9, a second onto TJ Fish. Denied by Point Break. KB now able to find his 29th. 2:35 left in the game. The Saints are looking to seal this up. Can KB find his 30th? He does. CoD now, 25. Could he start something here, or are the Saints just going to end this one out? It looks like they are going to find a 250-17 win, possibly, and they do. Just like that, St. Clair, a dominant performance once again on hardpoint. Evan, your thoughts?
I'm going to say it. very simply going to summarize it as easy as I can. Light work, no reaction for the Saints on this one. Just what more can you say when you have KB just absolutely top fragging the way he is? Like, look at this best play, folks. I mean, that is some real top tier stuff. Just look at that guy. He gets him mid-air, finding another two in that very tricky head glitch spot. Just excellent stuff from KB. CoD as well, 26 and 10. Those are your real stars of this one. But again, St. Clair, we are seeing just how good they are on maps like Hardpoint. They just get absolutely dialed in when they can just play that fast, aggressive defense the way they want to.
Yeah, they were just able to really take over early right there, not give up any ground, not able to allow Baldwin Wallace even a moment on that site really at all. And KB was just phenomenal. I mean, the whole Saints roster, of course, had a great game. They were dominant, but KB especially, he was on one. We just saw that best play. Those were some crazy flicks from the hot tub back to the piano right there. And then again, up onto the guy on the high ground. It was just beautiful stuff. And you got to think, like, Brandon has these guys locked in. No matter the opponent, no matter if they think they're going to win or they think it might be, maybe a bit more of a challenge, they are locked in. What can you say about, like just the kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it's this who cares attitude. Who cares who we're playing? We have to put on our best.
Well, exactly. And I think the mentality is that good teams take care of the bad teams, right? Like, that's the whole point. Like, you're taking care of your business. And that's exactly what St. Clair has been able to do. And we're seeing it. Like, they're not afraid to show off how good they are either. Like, it doesn't matter if they're curb stomping anybody or in a very close game with somebody. They are going to show you exactly who they are, and they're going to play the way they want to. And so far, what we've seen is this kind of smash mouth playing, the super aggressive style, and that's who they are. That is their identity as a team, and they're sticking to it right now, and I'm very impressed to see it.
Yeah, it's an impressive showing from St. Clair on Skyline Hardpoint. We are going to be back once again with Skyline, this time S&D, but first we're going to throw it to a break. We'll be back soon, Saints Nation. Welcome back, Saints Nation. Skyline once again, but this time a little bit different. Going with Search and Destroy. Gonna be interesting stuff here. Looks like Baldwin Wallace on the attack to start us out. Evan, what are you looking forward to here on Search and Destroy coming out of St. Clair?
I'm looking forward to seeing KB to see if he can continue this hot streak that he's been on. We're going to see it very soon here as we get an aggressive push by the Saints. They come out with 3 picks right away. They're already on the ropes.
Able to just frag out so easily. Just like that. Like, they're able to just take kitchen control just like that. Leaves point break up to the clutch situation. He isn't aware of CWOD's potential position climbing up onto this high ground. And St. Clair, they're just able to wipe him out early. Part of me, it was CoD up on the high ground at the distance. It got me, but point break still unaware of the player's position.
Yeah, CoD, just great job using that little spot to parkour up and get that trade there. And again, the Saints, we've said it so many times, but this is how they like to play S&D. They love starting out with a quick rush, and that has been their success. We saw how easy they had flipped the script. CoD getting 3 of those kills, and I think we're going to see it again in this round.
Starting out strong, CWOD's able to pick one out on the left side. Bomb going down now. CoD planting early. KB follows one up onto TJ Fish. 2 remaining on the side of Baldwin Wallace. 1 down. Rupert able to take him out. 1 left. It's just K9 for Baldwin Wallace and a Dream. Trying to take one here. Into the back line he goes. Unable to get it. CWOD's just staring down his opponent until was forced to trade him out. St. Clair up 2-0 early.
Yeah, it was nice of CWOD's to almost respect the 1v1 there. Kind of waiting just for the end, or maybe it was CoD who finishes it off right at the end here, coming in with the pistol. That, I think, is even extra disrespect, to not even use your main gun to get somebody out there. Using the pistol, just, you know, a little bit disrespectful, but it's okay. We continue on as now the Saints up 2-0, looking to complete the sweep yet again. Go 12-0 in Search and Destroy today.
Yeah, it'd be nice for the Saints to wrap up Search quickly here as Baldwin Wallace looks to take a vent route into a possible site hit, something we haven't seen yet. He's gonna get caught off. CWOD's though ready for it. Somebody might be caught AFK in spawn. TJ Fish, what is going on here? CoD having none of it. A double, and the Saints quickly able to wrap up that round. What the heck was going on right there?
I really don't know what Baldwin Wallace was doing in spawn there. Like, the Saints were absolutely ready. Oh my goodness, look at this. KB getting the final kill while falling down the elevator shaft. Just, you hate to see it, right? Like, you hate to see it on the side of Baldwin Wallace, and you have someone who is still in spawn, and you're letting the Saints go that deep. Like, you just cannot let that happen, and that is why the Saints have been just so dominant so early. Like, they just keep that aggressive style going.
Yeah, no matter what side they're on, they're being aggressive. They are aware that they might be a bit better, and we don't even have time, really, to call out the frags. St. Clair running it down into the kitchen. Look at them all go. Early frags here. Able to wrap that round up in record time. Rupert, beautiful shots onto Baldwin Wallace University's academy team. There's not much else to say, Evan. It's getting pretty dire here for Baldwin Wallace.
I mean, that diamond camo was pretty cool, wasn't it? I mean, Rupert definitely earning his diamond camo on the Jackal here as we continue to slowly inch closer to what looks to be the end of this S&D series. Incredibly quick, but maybe now is the time, if you're Baldwin Wallace, now is the time to slow it down.
We have an RCXD. This is the second time. Oh. A dip into the pool for the RCXD. That's
sure,
fine.
Why
That's
not?
fine. That's fine. That was the second time I've seen an RCXD on Skyline S&D. Very interesting stuff. Rupert unaware of this player's position right below him. Someone is spawn camping, but Hotown unaware of Rupert's spot. He hears him now. Baldwin Wallace just trying to get something. TJ Fish able to find Rupert, but not able to follow through. CWOD's now, it's getting picked off by Hotown. It's into a 1v1 now, but CoD! RCXD for the 5th round. You're talking about using the pistol as disrespect. I think this might be a little bit worse.
No, this absolutely is a little bit worse. The RCXD is definitely the absolute worst possible way to go there. That was the most dire it had looked for the Saints all night tonight. That was the first time we'd ever had a 1v1 potential finish, but CoD just showing off the RCXD. He might swerve and bend that corner, as they might say.
That was a great play from CoD right there. just able to end it quickly as CoD again starts us off here strong on the potential final round. K9 in Point Break, though, they're going to make this interesting. It's a 2v2 scenario now, but Seawads has an RCXD of his own, able to take out K9, and Point Break is all that's left between a 6-0 Saints victory. Point Break on the piano, not able to follow through. Another clean sweep tonight, 6-0 on S&D for St. Clair College.
Yeah, that was a great showing from St. Clair. Great use of the RCXD. I don't think a lot of people really think about how strong of a score streak that potentially is, but in a round mode like this, getting that is almost like getting a free pick every time, assuming you can find somebody. But again, excellent work on the side of the Saints. Just no resistance really from Baldwin Wallace at all, except that one round that we just saw where we had that 1v1 scenario for like 3 seconds before CoD put an end to it. Another strong showing on S&D for St. Clair. That, I think, is their premier mode.
Yeah, tonight for sure, they've really dominated, not giving up any ground. I'm very curious to see what Baldwin Wallace was thinking by playing attack but hiding in their own spawn. I really don't know if that was like a tactical thing where it was like, hey guys, we just need to kind of let them come to us, we know they're being aggressive, or if they were really just like scared out of their minds. They know these Saints players are fragging, they have to try and trade out. They haven't really all night done a good job of trading out, and that was the best opportunity that they had, but the score streak from CoD was just able to end that early.
Well, one thing I did notice in that one round especially is that they almost were like choosing these like really weird places to just like hide and go prone and try and get the Saints to fall almost like into a trap. But like we saw with Rupert, how he was standing on the top of that balcony almost trying to shoot somebody in spawn, didn't even see the guy below him who was there for that refrag potentially. So not sure what the strategy was from Baldwin Wallace there. Clearly didn't work out though.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well, but they have a chance. We're headed to Protocol for Control coming soon, but first we're going to hit a little bit of a break. We're going to come back and get you right into that action. See you soon, Saints Nation. back, Saints Nation. Could this be it? Our potential final map of the night, St. Clair versus Baldwin Wallace University's Academy team. Control on protocol. The boys are ready. Here we go. Great stuff here from the Saints. I like this high ground positioning, but Hotown is able to grab 2 early on. CoD finds 2 of his own. K9 again in this high ground position. CoD and KB though able to follow up an early small live advantage for the Saints. As Baldwin Wallace though, they're on one of those points. They're on that B site.
Yeah, they're definitely trying. No one is... Oh, well, CoD there is going to take care of point break. But yeah, a little bit of a lapse there from the Saints, letting Baldwin Wallace kind of get an attempt at that point. But it looks like the Saints are going to wrestle back control in their favor, though, as CWADs, though, TJ Fish, good win on that 1v1.
Yeah, not a bad start from Baldwin Wallace here, but Cootie is on a 5 straight. He is not looking to let go of that. On to the 6th now, aware of a player's position. Could he find the 7th? Yes, he does. Rupert with one of his own. KB as well, on to point break. Saints now, their live advantage growing 25-16. Cootie, 7th streak, on to an 8th. Beautiful work from Cootie. He's trying to do his best CWAD's impression. From last game, he's unable to find the 9th K9, but CWAD's, oh my goodness, able to just light up that scoreboard alongside Rupert. 30 seconds left now. Baldwin Wallace unable to find anything early on here.
Yeah, no, it seemed like Baldwin Wallace had an opportunity to get something going, but if you look at the live difference, it really isn't close. I mean, St. Clair hasn't even lost 20 yet. We still, you know, we're just about at the end here as Baldwin Wallace, only 1 life remaining for that, and that is going to do it, actually, before we even get too much farther into that thought. Again, another clean win from St. Clair.
Yeah, the Saints, they had, you know, an early gunfight with Baldwin Wallace right there, and their lives were, you know, pretty similar, but as soon as Cootie took that player off the control point, they kind of all stumbled down. They lost that B site hold, and then from there the Saints were able to establish a perfect defense and able to kind of run away with it right there. Rupert with the first blood into the 2nd round now as the Saints are on attack. Cootie on to Hotown. Another one, a beautiful work out of Rupert right here. K9 on to Rupert. Lives remaining close. CWADs and Cootie lighting up the scoreboard. 1 minute now, but the Saints, they need to get some work done on these control points.
Yeah, Cootie and Rupert, we love seeing them on those spiral staircases near where that B point is. That's really where they've been able to just run freely. Baldwin Wallace has zero answer to how Cootie and Rupert have just been able to demolish their backlines. Absolutely no answer. The Saints, again, up at least 11 early on here, and it looks like they're going to keep this going as KB, crazy triple there, just continuing where he's left off. He is so hot tonight.
So hot, in fact. He's on a 12 streak. CWAD's on an 8 of his own as St. Clair captures the A point. Their sights now set onto that B point, but they might not even need it. 28-9, the live advantage here. KB is on fire. 14 to his name. Cootie with another onto point break. TJ Fish catches CWAD's a little bit off guard there. Cootie on to C9. Hotown on to Cootie, but KB is able to keep this 15 streak alive. Could he find a 16th? Yes, he does, but he's taken out by K9. He was trying to break CWAD's streak record for the night, unable to find it, but St. Clair are looking to run away with this 2nd round in control.
Yeah, this one is going to be over very shortly. KB, again, has just been picking up right where he's left off. He is going to go down there, so I think I really need to stop praising people because it seems like whenever I do, somebody gets taken out, so I might have to pull that back a little bit, but no, KB has been so impressive for the Saints tonight. CoD as well. Both of them sitting at 19 right now. They have just absolutely been the difference makers for St. Clair, as this one looks to be over very shortly.
A little trick shot with a pistol off the edge there to follow up the end of that round. An almost non-competitive round right there from Baldwin Wallace. They just were unable to find anything. In KB, this is where that streak really picked up. Just finding the spawns. A beautiful play from KB. Triple, in fact, right there. The best play of the round. I agree. KB was just on fire right there. Baldwin Wallace now on their last life.
Yeah, every shot has been landing for KB. I mean, even the pistol, like from that distance, like that is quite the skill here. As CWAD's here, let's see this big meat cleaver he's got. Not sure how much he's going to be able to do with that, but let's see if the Saints are going to be able to take this one. It looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, definitely in their favor here. Rupert, a beautiful double to start us off. Once again, Rupert, first blood. Cootie, a knife kill onto TJ Fish. K9, though, onto KB. Baldwin Wallace, you know, they're going to try something here on this A site, but Cootie and Rupert are not having any of it. They're aware of their positions, flushing them out. K9 just trying their best, but it's really just not working out here for Baldwin Wallace as Rupert gets another one. KB and CWAD's to follow up. CWAD's a beautiful double right there. The Saints once again pulling away on lives and not allowing Baldwin Wallace onto these points.
Yeah, we're seeing it is mostly all green in the kill feed right there. Baldwin Wallace picking up a couple kills to stop the bleeding a little bit, but the Saints have been controlling mid so effectively. They know this map like the back of their hand. They play it so often. They usually choose it whenever we play these types of matches here, and it looks like they're not even going to try and go for the points. I think they're just going for the lives to get this one over as soon as possible, but looks like Baldwin Wallace, they're fighting back a little bit. Closest live spread we've seen this late in the match so far.
Yeah, for sure. The live spread is there, but the time is not 10 seconds. That is all Baldwin Wallace have to take a point. KB tries something, but the Saints are just lighting up this scoreboard. Rupert, some beautiful frags right there. 3 Saints into the 20 figures as this one ends 3-0 once again for St. Clair, and a 3-0 sweep again, Evan. 2 matches tonight. Little resistance as St. Clair takes both of these games.
Now, like we said earlier, light work, no reaction for the Saints here, as Rupert is going to get the best play of that round. A nice, easy triple for him in that spot where KB was doing so much damage earlier in the series, but that really highlights how well the Saints were able to control mid. That is such an important, like, key area of that map. And what I'm really surprised with Baldwin Wallace, they were only trying to go for A there. They weren't trying to switch up the playbook at all, and the Saints were just reading it like a book. I mean, they were ready for everything they had, and Baldwin Wallace had no answers for anything the Saints were throwing at them.
Yeah, for sure. I thought that the Saints played exceptionally well tonight. Of course, their previous 2 games were, you know, quite dominant as well, but tonight they came out firing on all cylinders. I have to say my pick of CWAD's being my MVP, I think, has rung true. I know KB had a great game, but CWAD's was able to just be so consistent throughout the night. I'm going with CWAD's for my MVP. Evan, how about you? Who you picking?
No, it's definitely KB, definitely. I mean, how impactful were his streaks on not only like the S&D mode, but also on the last one we just saw in Control. He was just getting everything to land for him, just in the right spot, always there when you need him, so dependable, so reliable for a kill. I mean, just absolutely everything the team wants from him, and I think they got such an impressive performance out of him today, and that really impressed me a lot.
Yeah, it was honestly like a pretty, you know, statement, you know, doubleheader tonight from the Saints. There weren't really any resistances from either Kayuka or Baldwin Wallace University's Academy roster. I think that the Saints, they really need to, you know, keep this energy, keep the 4-0 momentum into their next couple of games. Their map pool looks strong this season for sure, but I'm excited to see how this team can grow even more from all these dominant performances early on this season.
It is definitely it's very good to see how well they've been playing to start this year. I mean, we love it here at St. Clair.
Yeah.
We love to see it. But something that is going to be something to keep an eye on is eventually, once we get farther in the season and the good teams really start to show themselves and reveal themselves, is how are the Saints going to be able to respond to that higher level talent? Like we've seen, they've been mopping the floor with these, relatively like lower tier, lower seed type teams. But I think it's really going to be, we're really going to see what they're made of once we get to see them play some really, really good teams. And that is what I'm really excited for.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just kind of blown away, really. I knew they had a good Call of Duty team. I know last semester they really showed out, but this semester they've come out strong, firing again on all cylinders. It's been really great stuff. But I believe that is it for us tonight. Thank you, Evan, for being on the desk with me.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I have been your play-by-play caster, Hayden King, also known as Phaser, my beautiful color caster, Evan Johnson, not really Evan. We want to thank everyone here in the back, our production team, and we want to thank our sponsors as well, St. Clair SRC, the St. Clair Saints Alumni Association, Alienware, Subway, Tim Hortons. Everyone here, appreciate everyone coming out. Saints Nation, thank you all for watching, and we hope you have a good night.